did Perseverance working with Madlib, he never was at none of my sessions. Who was at the sessions was Egon. Egon was the A&R of Stone Still Records. When I met him in New York, everybody know me for hustling tapes before CDs, selling my stuff, or the old schools like Cold Crush, Fantastic Five, Soul Sonic Force, Jazzy 5, Force MC. Like I had tapes like that. The Bronx River Center, Harlem Royalty Connection, Stardust Ballrooms, all that kind of old school collection I had, walking around playing tapes, selling them to people that knew what it was. Like, oh, shit, you know. They met me at a spot called the Noun Bar. The Noun Bar, N-O-W. The Noun Bar. It was like a Wednesday night. Just like a little bar, small bar. Because there was this cat named Sean Ritchie. He was from Jersey City. But he used to try to manage me at one point. But he used to do these little parties. And sometimes, like at the Joe's Pub in the Village, they have these parties called ND 5000 parties, and I was one of the hosts for that. And it was a big party at Joe's Pub, P-U-B, Joe's Pub. But I used to show up because, you know, I just come through. I had my little tapes, whatever, like I always, everywhere I went, just pushing my tape. That's how I met Madlib and them. I came to one of them parties, and I was there. I was not knowing that Ego Trip magazine was there. I didn't know that they was there. I just came over there and they was there taking photos. And I guess they was doing this everywhere they went, taking photos everywhere, but I guess they came to that club. They met me, they asked me to take a picture with this Bismarcky doll, the same doll that Master Ace had in his video, rhyming with me and the Biz. That doll, they asked me to take a photo with that doll. That's where I met Madlib and them that night, because they asked Lootpack, that's Madlib, DJ Romes, and WildChild, they asked them to take a photo with that same doll. So they was in the book too. They didn't know I was Percee P at first. I came up to them trying to sell them a tape. And they was like, looked at the tape, like, Cold Crush, oh, shit, word. They sold what I had. And they was like, yeah, man, how much is this? So like $10. They was like, wow, okay. Yeah, let me get one. And I said, yeah. They was like, yeah, we from the West Coast. We got a show out here. And I looked at the flyer and I saw it said like New Eurekans Pulse Cafe. So I said, yeah, I'm an artist too. I don't know if you heard of me. I'm Percee P. They was like, what? Percee P from Long Class and Lyrics, Percee?
I'm the capital P-R-C-E-E-P-P-E-P-E-P-E-P-E-P me. Chops the top lyrical fitness. That's why your business did this. I got a witness and I won't quit this.
I said, yeah. They said, oh, shit, hold on. So they said, let's go outside. Let's go outside. Get this footage on tape. This is WildChild.
Right there, you know what I'm saying? California, what's up? Peace and love to all. Hopefully we can do something. Definitely. It's all love, man. That'll be the LA, the Cali, New York syndicate something.
They told me before they got to New York, they was actually playing my music. Like, yo, we used to listen to Long Class Lyrics driving around before they met me. They, you know what I'm saying? So they used that same footage when they met me in their documentary. They call it the Packumentary. Since they're Lootpack, they call their documentary the Packumentary. And in the Packumentary, you can see them when they first met me. I was a name to a lot of people with no videos. People heard my records, my name on records, maybe a picture of me in the magazine, but I ain't had no music videos out yet. So it's more like I just knew that if they got any kind of footage, that's going back with them, like to be exposed to more people. So they use that footage in their Packumentary. And then when they showed me rapping, they showed them footage of them driving, playing Long Collapse and Lyrics. They were driving, you can see it in the documentary. They all in the car, Madlib, WildChild and DJ Romes, just playing Long Collapse and Lyrics. And then when it fade out, it showed me standing there with them in New York when they first met me. And I was like, yeah, and I spit rhymes for them. And then at the end, I was like, yeah, maybe one day we could, do something, work together. And they're like, word. And look what happened. And Madlib wound up producing my whole album, which is Perseverance, and remixing it. The remix, Perseverance remix. I actually got 2 albums produced by Madlib. That's what's up. Much appreciation. He always come to me with beat CDs. Yo, this is the newest beat CD, Madlib. There's 50 beats on here. I had probably 6 of those beat CDs throughout the years. So it's like 50 of each CD, like 50 beats on each. And I had 6, so it'd be like 50, 1 to 50, 50 to 100, 100 to 150, 150 to 200. It was like that. And I had 6 of them. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of like he was making that much music, like beats, those snippets. Though I had to loop off of the snippets to make the songs. He just basically needed my vocals. So when I first heard Perseverance, because he wasn't at the studio session, I was hoping he'd get my timing right. When he started putting stuff in there, I was like, yo, but he did a good job. J-Rock is the one's cutting on my album Perseverance, DJ J-Rock. Madlib was never at none of the sessions. At first, I didn't know how to take that, because usually when I did albums, you know, when I did songs, like the producer would be there, like he would want to be there. Like, damn, I'm trying to be at the studio sessions to make sure I see how everything going in the process. But I think they want to be there just to see me record my shit. But he never came. So I used to be like, why he ain't coming to the studio session? So I didn't know how to take that at first. So I was thinking maybe he never wanted to come. But when I heard Madlib say in his interviews, he was like, well, I ain't really want to go in the studio with artists. I could be making beats. Why I just sit around in the studio? Because truthfully, some artists mess around when they come to studio sessions. They don't get straight to work. They might be drinking and smoking or just killing time. Somebody like him, Madlib probably feel like y'all could be making beats while just sitting here with cats killing time in the studio, clowning around before they get to the work. So I can understand that. And he's like, I could be making more music if I just stayed home and stayed on the beats and just waiting to get the vocals. So, all right. But I think he did a great job. And yeah, I was satisfied when I heard that. When he gonna say, okay, this is the album right here. This is what Madlib came up with. So I remember just taking like a time to myself and put the headphones on and just let it play straight through. And I was just like, yo, listening, like, yo. It was like he was speaking for me, because I almost felt like people were sleeping on Percee, man. Why people sleeping on him? How long I've been around the game, people still like, they don't acknowledge me. Not all the time, but I'm just trying to say, like, it's people that you know they know me, but why don't be mentioned? Why they don't acknowledge me? So it's almost like he was like, yo, I'm going to say this, I'm going to say that to these cats through my music. He was speaking. It's kind of like I'm listening to what he's using to scratch in the words. I'm like, oh, shit, yeah, he is saying some things. But where I'm from is, you know, I'm from the Bronx, South Bronx, but I represent all. Whoever's down with the real, I'm representing y'all too. I love both. I love both coasts. When I went out to Cali, man, I was loving the fact that even though I was from New York, they embraced me out there. They showed me love, and you could see it. I ain't just saying it because I was out there. Think about this for me. I'm from New York. When I was standing in front of Fat Beats, Stone still signed me. With the years while I'm still standing there, Stone still already had in their mind, this is Percee P. Yo, we know who he is, Madlib. Listen to Madlib's rhyme on when he was on Declane's album, and So It Is Said album. They made a song called The Movement. I don't know if you heard that, but Madlib mentioned me in his rhyme before he even worked with me. I never had to change my style. That was so dope. Like, I think I still got, even though I got a West Coast producer on my album, my style never changed. My sound didn't change. I was still on some sampling loops. You know what I'm saying? So Madlib giving me what I was already.